Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Buster and the Giants, a weekly show where I recap how the Giants fared in each game from the previous week. I'm your host, Jonah Johnson, a freelance video producer and editor, and a die-hard San Francisco Giants fan. In this week's episode, we'll be recapping the Astros and Rockies series, naming a player of the week, as well as looking ahead to the Cleveland and Boston road trip coming up. First, let's start with the Astros series, starting with Game 1. In the bottom of the fourth, Gilbert hit a sac fly that knocked in Eldridge. In the bottom of the fifth, Jung-Hoo Lee hit a solo home run out to right field. In the bottom of the seventh, Drew Gilbert hit a solo home run himself, this time out to right center field to give the Giants a one-run lead. However, in the top of the ninth, Cam Smith of the Astros hit a game-tying RBI single, and in the top of the 10th, the Astros would score 3 more times, and the Giants didn't score once. They ultimately lost this game 6-3. In Game 2, in the bottom of the second, Drew Gilbert hit an RBI single that brought home Devers. In the bottom of the fourth, Drew Cavanaugh hit an RBI single that scored Drew Gilbert. In the bottom of the fifth, Bryce Eldridge hit a solo home run that soared over the center field wall. In the bottom of the sixth, Christian Koss hit an RBI double that scored Cavanaugh. Whisenhunt had a solid outing, going 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 1 earned run on 4 hits and striking out 2. He may have walked 3 batters, but the G-men held on to the lead and won this game 4-1. Now, Game 3. In the bottom of the first, Victor Barracoto hit an RBI single that scored Adames. And then, the Giants never scored again. They gave up 2 earned runs to the Astros in the 7th and 8th innings. Unfortunately for Adrian Hauser, he pitched a great game. He went 6 innings pitched, allowing 0 earned runs on 2 hits and striking out 5. Ultimately, the Giants lost this game 2-1 and lost the series 2-1. Now, the Rockies series. In Game 1, in the bottom of the fourth, Bryce Eldridge hit another solo home run, this time again out to center field. In the bottom of the ninth, Rafael Devers hit an RBI double that scored Jonah Cox. Landon Roop had a rough outing, going 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 4 earned runs on 5 hits and walking 3 batters. Unfortunately, the Giants offense couldn't save the day, and they lost this game 5-2. In Game 2, in the bottom of the third, Drew Gilbert hit another solo home run, this time out to right field. Then, the bottom of the fourth happened. The Giants scored 6 times thanks to a Turner Hill sac fly, a Drew Gilbert 2-run single, a Rafi Devers ground rule RBI double, a wild pitch, and an Eldridge RBI single. Logan Webb had himself another day, going 6 innings pitched, allowing 0 earned runs on 4 hits, striking out 7, and walking 0 batters. The Giants held on to the lead and won this game 7-1. In Game 3, in the bottom of the first, Bryce Eldridge hit an RBI single that scored Rafael Devers. In the bottom of the second, Drew Gilbert hit an RBI single to knock in Turner Hill. And then, Rafi Devers crushed a 3-run home run out into McCovey Cove. In the bottom of the third, Turner Hill hit an RBI single that scored Basabe. In the bottom of the fifth, Buddy Kennedy drew a bases-loaded walk to make it 7-6 Giants. Then we get to the top of the sixth, which went a little something like this. Walk, sac bunt, walk, ground out, wild pitch, walk, hit by pitch, single, and a pop out to finish off the inning. The Rockies scored 4 times. Colorado scored 3 more times in the last 3 innings compared to the Giants' 0. Ultimately, the Giants lost Game 3 13-7 and lost the series 2-1. Are you starting to notice a theme? Overall, the Giants scored 24 runs and racked up 48 hits and went 2-4 this past week. Now it's time for our Player of the Week. Oslevis Basabe and Christian Koss had the most hits with 7. Logan Webb had another great outing on Saturday, but I'm going to give it to Drew Gilbert. He had 6 hits, 2 of which were home runs, knocked in 7 RBIs, and scored 5 runs. The Giants left San Francisco for a 2-city road trip starting on Tuesday for a 3-game set against the Cleveland Guardians, and then over the weekend for a 3-game set against the Boston Red Sox. In Game 1 of the Guardians series, it'll be Carson Whisenhunt versus Foster Griffin. In Game 2, it's TBD versus Parker Messick. And in Game 3, it'll be Landon Roop versus Gavin Williams. No pitchers have been announced yet for the upcoming Boston Red Sox series, but for the Giants, we can at least expect to see Logan Webb and another Carson Whisenhunt day. Also, former Boston Red Sox Marcelo Meyer looks to make his debut for the Giants this week, and it could happen against the Boston Red Sox over the weekend. I still think Meyer was a great addition for the Giants at the deadline. Let me know down in the comments what you think of Meyer and what you think his impact could be on this Giants roster, either this year or going forward. Thank you for taking the time to watch this week's video. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's very much appreciated. And if you're having a bad week, just take a page out of the Giants book. It could be worse. Be fair, be kind, and as always, go Giants. Looking forward to talking more with you next week.